Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Yes, we are back. We are back for the 149th episode of Quarantiki, presented to you by Lovecraft Cocktails over here on Facebook, and we apparently have some form of YouTube presence. I think we've got, 80 episodes
Almost
up?
80,
Almost
yeah.
80 episodes up from our initial Facebook broadcasts, and we've made some changes around here, especially with cameras. You can see Beauregard here, but look, normally you can't see Aloysius, so he's here now, so he's in camera. So we're going to try and play around with a few things. So we are going on an anniversary trip, and our anniversary trip is taking us to the lovely city, I hope it's a lovely city, of Boston. Neither Star nor I have ever been to Boston, but we have friends in the Boston area, and so we thought it would be great to take the wedding to them, essentially, since they couldn't make our wedding. This is a shout out to John and Ann, by the way. So we're going to run up to Boston. Boston.
What?
I'm not
We have a
even.
Don Kip?
We should not even try to do a Boston accent, because it will come back with one. That's how that'll happen. So we will be playing around with what is the, I guess, exemplar, prototypical, the cocktail from Boston, which is the Ward 8. So the Ward 8 is actually a pre-prohibition cocktail and has lasted or come in and out of favor since prior to Prohibition. So late 1800s, early 1900s, this cocktail was around, and then it, through Prohibition, and now it's back and being served as a classic cocktail. It is essentially a riff off of a whiskey sour, although I push back a little bit on that because it doesn't have some of the classic things that you would expect from a whiskey sour, like whiskey. It has rye instead, and it doesn't have egg white, for instance, which a traditional whiskey sour or a Boston sour has. Boston sour actually is the name for a whiskey sour. It's got egg white in it, I believe. I believe that's correct. We will also be using a shaker to make most of these drinks, and this is important because there are two different types of shakers that you can have out there. One is a cobbler shaker. There are actually multiple kinds, but these are the principal two. One is a cobbler shaker. This is a cobbler shaker, and it's a 3-piece. So it comes apart here, and there's a cap piece here, which has its own little strainer. So these are very handy for having that single strain, especially if you've got a small cocktail in here and you just want to get a lot of action and a lot of movement here, and then just using that, or maybe a double strain, right? If you want to do that. The problem is if you really want your cocktail very, very cold and you've used a fair amount of ice and a lot of shaking in here, these two pinch points here can get very, very tight and often very hard to separate. And they're cold. And that can be sometimes problematic. And then you're sitting there slamming them on the counter in order to try and get them open, and then you bend them. And so a different option, and why am I bringing this up, is the 2-shaker version where one nestles into the other just like that. And you don't want to set them straight down. You want them actually angled off to the side. And why is that important for tonight's discussion? Because this is commonly referred to as a Boston shaker. You can also, or probably have also seen them done this way with a pint glass and a regular mixing tin, just like that. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This also Boston shaker. All right, we are going to be using Boston shakers for this evening's cocktails. But first, we have to have a toast, and that involves having some rum to play around with. We do occasionally toast things with other things besides rum, but not tonight. So our friends Matt and Gabby, congratulations on getting the dream vacation of your lives and having a wonderful time of it. Apparently this vacation lived up to all of their expectations, and judging from the pictures, I may have to get one of those live frames and put it up here and just put their vacation photos on it so you can just see this rolling gorgeousness of Tahiti and Bora Bora and Moria. It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. And they, of course, didn't leave us out of this whole picture, so they brought us back one of these guys. They brought us back a little tiki statue. Look, isn't he cute? Isn't he just adorables? Yep. Yeah, we're actually trying something new. We have a light on the camera, and that camera light is now on, so there's a little more forward light. But the other thing that they brought back with them is some Tahitian rum, and I did not have any Tahitian rum. Here you go, Manutea.
Dorley's hiding from me.
Dorley is hiding? Possibly because you put them both in tiki shirts. Can you see the tiki shirt? Yep, tiki shirt. Yes, so Dorley and Dunder now have tiki shirts.
Yes.
Dorley is hiding away upstairs because she doesn't want to be seen on camera with her tiki shirt. She'll be down. Dorley girl! Sorry, I didn't mean to blow out your ears. I'm sorry. She usually comes, but she isn't this time. So Tahiti, French Polynesia, it's part of, well, French territories.
Yeah.
As a consequence, they make their rum in an agricole tradition, most of their rum in an agricole tradition, which means they're going straight from the sugar cane. This is very much a rum agricole. I believe it actually says that somewhere on here. No, it can't because it's not from Martinique, but where there's the spirit selection. Right, but yes, so I mean, this is going to remind you very much of a rum agricole.
Yeah.
And
Pretty sound.
pretty sound. Pretty sound. So we're just going to do a little of this, and we're going to toast Matt and Gabby.
All right.
Because we love Matt and Gabby. Yeah. I've known Matt since 8th grade, so it's been a while.
Hi, Dorley.
Hello, Dorley girls. You want to come down? Do you want some rum? She says, no. No, thank you, Dad. So this is going to go over here. Whoop. And then we are going to toast to Matt and Gabby once Star brings the Dorley girl over, because that's what she's doing. She's hunting down poor Dorley and going to bring her over. Oh, is she running away?
Oh, but she's got her arms up.
She's doing her Houdini routine and pulling herself out of the shirt because she doesn't want to be seen on camera with it. I don't think she actually knows what a camera is, but that's okay. Are you coming? Do not fall down the stairs. The things we go through to just demonstrate the things we are willing to put our cats through. Here we go, darling. Hi. Hello, my little sweet girl. This is the sweet girl. This is the Dorley. And she's all dressed up in her tiki costume. Yes. We're going to have to get you beads or something, huh?
Yeah.
She says, "Can you get me tiki food? Can you feed me tiki cat?
Tiki cat food.
Yum. Yep. So, do you want? It doesn't matter. So to Matt and Gabby, to getting the things you want out of life. How's that? Yeah. He smells so good. Very, very much aged. This said what? 3 years? 2 years? 2.5? Something like that.
So it's aged in bourbon barrels, like. I think, or rum barrels.
I don't remember.
Aged in wine.
We spent at least 4 years in oak barrels in their warehouse in Maria, so that's tropical aging. Bourbon barrels, and then Benillas,
which is a local wine-ish.
It's a candied fruit wine thing, right?
Yeah.
Angel share is about 7% per year, which is pretty big. So, there's not a whole lot of this that gets produced unless you're producing on massive scale. So, here's to Matt and Gabby. Here's to the finer things and enjoying them. That is remarkably good.
We got a heart from Matt.
Very vanilla. It tastes a little sweet. I'm getting some candy notes off of this that I didn't pick up the first time we were drinking this, but we were drinking this after they got back late at night when everybody was tired. So our tasting notes from that session may not have been the best in the world. Not caramel, but something reminiscent of caramel, but I can't quite place. It's almost a butterscotchy note, but not quite.
Here, I'll take it off of you. Come here.
If you hear a little chirping, it's Dorley trying to get out of her costume. So, yeah, we're going to free her from the confines of the costume. In any case, we have done multiple anniversaries. We always take them on the road. We have done New Orleans, where Matt's from, or where Matt is most recently from. We have done San Francisco, where Matt is originally from. We have done Kansas City. We did a year where we stayed at home because we did Kansas City, where Star is basically from. And what else?
Stayed home.
We'd stayed at home. Oh, and Vegas. The last year was Vegas, right? So this year is Boston. We're braving the North, much to Anne's chagrin, because I think the highest it's supposed to get is like 45 degrees, which will be this will be the longest cold streak that we have had this winter, and we're having to go to Boston to get it because this winter has been terrible here in DC, in the sense of we haven't really had one. But all that aside, let's go ahead and make a Ward 8.
Oh, we have all kinds of comments.
We have, oh no, all kinds of comments. Yikes.
Don Kip says hi. Elizabeth Green says hi. Colleen says hi. Greg says hi, Star, Pooch, and Felines.
Hello, hello, hello all.
Matt says, hola, that is the cutest thing ever. I think the shirt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Either that or he's referring to me, but that's
Gab
that's
just made a sound that shattered glass. Sarah, best dressed kitties.
Yeah, pretty much.
Matt says agricole on the box.
Does it? Does it say agricole?
Tahiti rum seems interesting.
It does. It does say agricole right on the box.
Yeah.
Trevu rum agricole.
Bruce has never had a Tahiti rum. Bruce, next time you're over. Elizabeth, walking downstairs with cats is the way I almost died once or twice.
Aside from the times where you hang out with me, where apparently I try and kill you with Lego toys and hand trucks and various other things.
And she thinks of us every time she sees tiki cat food in the store.
Yep, yep.
Susie says, Suzanne Hazel says, thanks for showing off the kitties. Amanda says hello. Andrea says hi.
Oh my gosh.
Amanda says, can't wait to see you soon.
Everybody, right? We get everybody. What's in the Ward 8? We'll get right to this. So the Ward 8 has, as its sweetener, grenadine. And it gives it kind of a reddish color. Now, we made this drink earlier today, and Star pronounced it drinkable, which for a spirit-forward drink like a whiskey sour is pretty high praise. She doesn't tend to like those. But my homemade grenadine is, well, dark. I mean, it's dark. It's a reddish brown. It is the color that blood dries to. So, you don't need to know how I know that. In any case. In order to get the color right and to bring up a little tartness for this, we are actually going to make this version of the Ward 8 by splitting the grenadine component into two pieces. One is going to be the homemade grenadine, and the other we are going to use something that looks much more like regular grenadine, and that is hibiscus syrup, right? So much brighter red. It also calls for lemon juice, traditional sour for whiskey-based drinks. But in an unusual twist, it also calls for orange juice. So we're going to use orange juice. And then the cocktail calls for rye. So we are reaching for, because I knew we might do a couple variations of this, and I'm a little low on my Rittenhouse rye, but I'm not so much on the Old Overholt. I'm going to go with the Old Overholt. This is 100 proof, and you really want something that will stand up to these sort of sweet, tart ingredients in here. Do we have more comments?
I have a
question.
Research
question.
I'm going to mispronounce all these words.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just going to bring it over there for you to mispronounce.
Oh no, she's going to make me mispronounce them.
So this is the casking.
The casking.
From the Tahitian.
Oh my gosh.
This is the wine.
Banyuls. It's a French appellation d'origine contrôlée for a fortified aperitif or dessert wine made from old vines cultivated on the terraces on the slopes of the Catalan Pyrenees in the Roussillon county of France, bordering to the south the Emporada wine region in Catalonia in Spain. I've never heard of this particular type of wine, but a dessert wine or an aperitif. Yeah. Kind of like a sherry casking, right? Or an ice wine casking.
I have to turn my computer upside down because I got a new
Oh, she has
sticker.
She has a new sticker. Yay! Falernum Orgeat,
Yeah.
lime and passion fruit. Yum.
Stewart Street Designs. I'll put a link.
We do have other things to show off. It was a banner week for the ye old Tiki household, but we still haven't made a Ward 8 yet. So let's go ahead and get to that. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Ward 8 and the fact that, well, there isn't, as it turns out, a canonical recipe for the Ward 8. What we are going to do is go with sort of a baseline recipe. I saw a very similar recipe online from Ars Anderson and from Greg from How to Drink, but also there's I have recipes for this drink from Dale DeGroff, Morgenthaler, and there is in fact a recipe for the Ward 8 cocktail in the ancient Savoy cocktail book. Now, if you don't have a copy of the Savoy cocktail book, that's perfectly fine. This is pre-prohibition era cocktails. This isn't even a book. This is it is PDFs of pages of a book collected as this particular book. Right? This is famous among bartenders. Written by Henry Craddock of the Savoy Hotel, hence the Savoy cocktail book. And it says the Ward 8 cocktail: 1 teaspoonful of grenadine, 1/4 orange juice, 1/4 what? We don't know. 1/4 lemon juice. We don't know. 1/2 rye whiskey, shake well and strain into glass. So you've got orange juice, lemon juice, grenadine, and rye whiskey in this. But the proportions, I don't know, I think they leave a little bit to be desired here. So we're not going to go with the Ward 8 cocktail as it's written here. We will be doing a slightly different variation on it. This is the one that I made earlier today, with the exception of swapping out some of the grenadine for the hibiscus syrup. So let's get to that. So we're going to grab one of these because it's got a 1/4 ounce measure in it. Oh, I didn't open the grenadine bottle, or not the grenadine, the hibiscus syrup bottle. Star, will you please open that for me, you big butch? And I will go 1/4 ounce of grenadine. Oh, let's not do that. If I pour the grenadine right over the markings, I cannot see it. There we go. That's 1/4 ounce of grenadine. Got it?
Oh, no.
Yeah, pour some water on that. Should be fine. What's the rule? What's the rule?
Open the
Always
bottles
open the bottles before the
show.
show. Yeah. Let's double check this. Okay, good. I can get that open. Yes? No?
I'm getting it. Maybe. There it is.
All right. So I put a 1/4 ounce in here, and now I'm going to put another 1/4 ounce in. So we're just going to fill this up to the 1/2 ounce mark. There we go. Let's roll this around a little bit. In we go, 1/2 ounce of our grenadine and hibiscus syrup mix. I still think this is going to turn out really, really brownish because my syrup is really dark brown. All right, so there's that. We need a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Real easy to remember. 1/2 ounce of all the components except for your rye. I've seen variations of this recipe that just specify any kind of whiskey. They don't specify rye, but again, we have Craddock's Savoy cocktail book that is telling us that rye is the whiskey to use here and not other whiskeys. So for the Ward 8, we're going to use rye. There are all sorts of stories as to where this cocktail started. Most of them tie back to, oh, by the way, this is orange juice. Again, a 1/2 ounce of orange juice. Most of them tie back to a ward boss back in the 1800s in Boston, for whom the drink was not named, but he was the boss of the 8th Ward, and hence he was up for re-election, and they were celebrating and making this cocktail for him before the election had even been finished. So, that goes to tell you something about how things went. 2 ounces of straight rye whiskey. This is Old Overholt. Again, something like Rittenhouse would be perfectly fine. The 100 proof here is a deliberate choice. Every recipe I saw suggested that the 100 proof is the better way to go for this particular cocktail. It makes a very spirit-forward cocktail, but a very tasty cocktail, evidently. Okay, that's it. That's all the ingredients. There's no bitters. There's nothing else in here. Grenadine, orange juice, lemon juice, and rye. We're going to throw some ice in. We're going to shake it. We're going to double strain it. But before I do that, I would like to chill my glass just a tad. So we're going to take one of these. Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to put some chunked ice in there. Not chunked ice. What am I saying? We're going to put some of the pebble ice in there. I got to say, I'm really enjoying having this Opal pebble ice machine.
So Amanda thinks of New Orleans when she hears Ward 8.
Yeah, but that's not where the cocktail originated, and it's not what it's named for. So, we're going to go with a big chunk of ice here. That's one. I have a second big chunk of ice. We're going to go with that. And then we're just going to put some cubes in there. Try that. All right, this is all going to go in our cocktail shaker, our Boston shaker, and we're going to shake this up. Should be fine. Frosty on the outside, that's what you're looking for. If it's getting a little hard to hold, that's probably about right. Now we're going to double strain this. We've got a bunch of ice chunks and pieces in there, and we want those gone. So we're going to take this. We will dump our chilling ice. Ideal if you want to chill the glass, you probably ought to do that a little further ahead of time. But this will be fine. It'll all be good. Oh, that is a lighter color. It is still brown, but it is definitely a lighter color. There is no recognized garnish for this cocktail, as befits a cocktail for which there are so many different recipes. A number of the recipes actually call for the addition of some soda water to lengthen the cocktail out just a tad. I don't actually feel the need. The various instructions for the cocktail also listed as being served like this, but some recipes also say put it over ice. Some recipes don't. Some say garnish with mint. Some say garnish with some cherries. I don't know. I think we will have fun with Ward 8s while we're in Boston and trying to figure out what people are doing with them. But
Matt asks, is it as dark as a Cthulhuoid soul?
it is not that dark, although the earlier one was definitely significantly darker. This actually has a little bit of reddish tint to it, whereas the one we had earlier today was significantly darker and gross looking. Star did not make the face the first time she had this cocktail, so...
Oh, it's not the face, but it's not anything I'd order.
Right. I mean, this is not Star's kind of cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. If you like whiskey sours, right?
Yeah.
You probably like this cocktail. I can see where...
But yes, Boston Sour is a whiskey sour with egg white.
Right.
So.
Greg from How to Drink made this cocktail.
And hated it.
And really hated it, and then made it his own by adding egg white and doing a couple of other things to it, and pronounced it a much, much better cocktail. I'd be quite happy being served that. But I like Manhattans. I like Old Fashions. I like spirit-forward cocktails. I still think this is maybe, well, okay, the rye is seriously prominent here. If you don't like rye, you will not like this cocktail. But some of the harshest edges of the old Overholt rye are rounded out by that orange and the pomegranate. There's a tartness here that you wouldn't get otherwise, like say in an old fashioned made with old Overholt, you wouldn't get any of those notes. It does lack a little, I was going to say it lacks a little in complexity, but it doesn't. The orange is there. Maybe the lemon could be just a teeny bit more pronounced to bring this up just a tad. It's a good cocktail. It's well balanced. I think maybe a little bitters would help this, but I'm not entirely sure. One of the things Greg disliked about it was the mouthfeel, and that you easily could improve with just the addition of, well, let's say an egg white, or, we can do this, can't we? We can. Here. Let's modify this just a tad. I'm going to take my shaker. We're going to pour this back in. Now, ordinarily, you'd go and get yourself an egg white, but what we also have here is we have the artificial version. This is Fee Foam, a non-egg alternative for shaken drinks. Now, it says like 2-3 dashes. Dash is the word I'm looking for. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 in there, and see if we can get some sort of foam and head on this. Because I'm going to go ahead and drop one of my little whisking balls in there, which will make this even better, hopefully. So that goes here. This may be cold enough to hold together, but I'm not entirely certain of that. So we're going to give this a shake, and I'm going to hold this really tight. That held together really nicely. Let's see what we got here. Yes, ma'am.
Bruce wants to know if you think the higher proof Overholt helps the drink or makes the rye stand out too much.
I think that's a personal preference. If you want it to be very rye forward, then the 100 proof really helps. I'd be worried that dropping that down to like a 40 or 43%, so 80, 86 proof, that the other ingredients might take over just a little too much. But maybe not, maybe not. Where's my Hawthorne? There's my Hawthorne.
And then Matt says, I hope you guys keep track of your drink mods. It's on video.
we do, in fact, have it on video.
It's recorded, so it's science.
It is science. Okay. There you go. There's the Fee Foam, providing, well, foam to the cocktail, like it's supposed to. We'll give this a try. I'm going to trip over this down here. A little bit of a head on there. You can see that.
Amanda is amused by our science.
Science! Okay.
I like that better.
Yeah, the mouth feels a little better. Yeah. Yep. So maybe it does have something in common with whiskey sour. It's made better when you add egg white to it.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a little experiment here because I'm planning on doing something with this later on. See, the Fee Foam doesn't stand up to
bitters like egg white does.
Yeah, that's one of those problems.
Amanda gets to be part of our studio audience next weekend.
She does.
Yep.
Yes, she
we
does.
will be broadcasting from Boston.
Boston. Here we go. A little bit of bitters. Oh, smell that.
Mm-hmm.
It smells better.
Your bitters have completely overflown your bitter box there.
Yes, yes, they have. Yeah, I like that.
Do I need to come back and try it again?
I'm not sure you'll be able to tell the difference there, but I'll bring you back so that you can rinse out my shaker. How's that? Is that fair?
Yeah, I can't try it.
Yep. That's okay. She loves me anyway. We'll get there. We'll make a drink for her. So Lovecraft cocktails. We do tiki. The Ward 8 is not a tiki cocktail. There's no way that is a tiki cocktail. It predates tiki, but it's not a tiki cocktail. So I started playing around with other recipes that are out there to try and see what we could do that would still be in the realm of a Ward 8, and yet, oh, these guys should be up here, sorry. That would be in the realm of the Ward 8, but we might be able to take this in a little more tiki-fied direction. So, one of the things you can do, certainly, is either split the base or switch the base over to rum, because tiki and rum is nearly synonymous. I mean, there are whiskey-based drinks, like the Port Light and that sort of thing, within the tiki canon, but come on, when you think tiki, you think rum. Okay, so we're going to look up rum drinks that have either lime or lemon and grenadine in them and see where that takes us. It's relatively simple cocktails. So one of the first ones we ran across is the Shrunken Skull. So the Shrunken Skull is lime juice and grenadine and rum. It's just those three ingredients, no orange juice added to that. And it is essentially a daiquiri that is replacing your usual simple syrup with grenadine. Okay, fair enough, Shrunken Skull. That's important because we happen to have a brand new skull mug.
Yeah. We'll show it off again once there's drink in it.
We can do what I usually do is just stick my hand in there. You can kind of see it. Yep. There you go.
Bruce wanted to know if we used Bitterman's Boston Bitters.
We did not use Bitterman's Boston Bitters because we don't have Bitterman's Boston Bitters. We have many Bitterman's Bitters, but we ain't got the Boston Bitters. Could we get away with the Burlesque Bitters instead?
It's citrus and chamomile.
Yikes. Well, I do have some chamomile bitters. Yeah, but that would not be the Burlesque bitters. No, what I actually used was the Exorcism bitters from, where did I put them? Here, the Bennett Exorcism bitters. Molasses, peppery, stone fruit, etc. Okay, so Shrunken Skull. Simple cocktail, equal parts of 4 ingredients: grenadine, lime juice, Puerto Rican rum, and Demerara rum. All right, fair enough. We've made lots of Shrunken Skulls behind this particular bar. Another relatively famous tiki cocktail that uses grenadine in it and is a relatively simple recipe is the Dr. Funk. And the Dr. Funk has grenadine, lime juice, rum, but then gets a little weird because it goes off and does a little bit of absinthe into the glass and then lengthens it with soda. Huh, where have I heard that before? Lengthening it with soda. So what I thought I would do is take the basic Dr. Funk recipe, and we're going to use that in our brand new tiki glass here. You want this one, Ton? You want to use this one? Okay. All right. We're going to use this one, and we're going to make a Dr. Funk, but we're going to make a couple of changes to it. And one of those changes is that we're going to do a split base. Instead of just 1.5 ounces of light rum, we're going to go 1 ounce of light rum and 1/2 ounce of rye. Now, rye and rum work really well together, so we're going to give this a try. Okay, so what do we need? We're going to shake this up. We need a Boston shaker. The bottom of this is Liquid Aloha from the Kona Brewing Company. We picked this glass up, this pint glass up, not this last year at Inuele, but the year previous. Kona was there giving out free samples, that sort of thing. So shout out to Kona for supporting Inuele, because we really love Inuele. And Jonathan from Horror and Clay, thank you so much for running that convention. Okay, we're going to start with 1/2 ounce of grenadine. We're going to do the same thing. The grenadine. Split it. Yeah, I think so. Let's do that again. So we are going to go a 1/4 ounce. We're going to go with this guy, right? He's got a 1/4 ounce on him. Yep, that's easier to see. We're going to go 1/4 ounce of the hibiscus syrup. All right, so this is just a simple syrup. So straight white sugar and water in a 2-to-1 mix. And I threw in literally a handful or two of dried hibiscus leaves. Cooked that up till the sugar was dissolved. Let that sit for a while until it got the coloration that I wanted. Pulled it off. That's my hibiscus syrup. Here's the home grenadine. Now the home grenadine has, essentially it is a 2-to-1 syrup that is made with pomegranate juice. So you start out with pomegranate juice. You add twice that amount of white sugar to this, although I may have added demerara. That may explain why this is so brown. And then I lengthen this a little bit with some hibiscus syrup to lighten the color up a little bit. I add some pomegranate liqueur in there and a few dashes of pomegranate molasses to this. All makes for a very, very tasty grenadine that is nothing like Rose's grenadine. And here we go. Right there, there's a 1/2 ounce. Oh, look, really different densities. Interesting. Okay, so that's going to go in there. That's a 1/2 ounce. Now, since we have a split base, I think what I want to do is also split the sour. So the sour would normally be 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. I'm going to go a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. One 1/4 ounce lemon juice. And then we are going to return, because it's a tiki drink, we're going to return and use some lime juice. Bring this up to a 1/2 ounce. Right there. There we go. So now we have a full 1/2 ounce of sour in there. We still need a 1/2 ounce of orange juice. I'm really surprised how well the orange comes through in the original Ward 8. Usually orange juice just gets lost. And even with the overproof Rittenhouse, not the Rittenhouse, the Overholt, we were still getting orange notes. So that's cool. I think there's also some orange blossom water in the grenadine, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the Dr. Funk. Oh, did I mess up? I messed up on the Dr. Funk. Oh my goodness. There's supposed to be 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice in there. We've only done a 1/2, and we split that amongst lemon and lime. So let me do another 1/4. I'm trying to go off of memory here. Right, so we're going to go sort of 1/4 ounce. 1/4 ounce. There we go. All right, so 3/4 of an ounce of your sour component. And we did that 1/2 ounce lime, 1/4 ounce lemon juice. 1 teaspoon of absinthe. Okay, I have a Mount Defiance absinthe here. That's Angostura bitters. Let's not do that. Okay, I'm going to reach in here. And we want, this is a 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon. This is 1 teaspoon. That seems like an awful lot of absinthe, baby. All right. Where's my 1 teaspoon? Ah! Wow, I just spilled.
It's on the bar, isn't it?
I just spilled Mount Defiance all over the place. That's not good. Oh.
Isn't it on the rail where I just put the shaker? No, on the bar.
That's the 1/4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, yikes. All right, well, we're going to do it this way. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Oh man, we are so not going to be able to taste the orange juice in this. Oh, but the bar mat smells amazing at this moment in time. Okay, whew. Yum. Okay, where were we? We were grenadine, lime, absinthe, and now normally we would do light rum, 1.5 ounces. We're going to reach over, we're going to grab the Angostura 1919. We're going to do a full ounce of that. There's your rum, and then we're going to do a half ounce. I know it seems really strange that it's only 1.5 ounces. Not that. The Overholt. What did I do with the Overholt? It's right here, in front of me. Do I want to do the Overholt? Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, half ounce of the Overholt. There's another rye that's sitting here that's begging for me to use it, and I was thinking about it, but it is also not overproof. So there we go. Okay, there's the Overholt. There is your Dr. Funk. Grenadine, lime, absinthe, light rum. Technically, there should be some soda water in there, so I'm going to ask my wife to get up and run to the fridge and grab the container of soda water. You probably want to shoot a SodaStream shot through it real quick. And while I'm shaking this, we will do that. What? Boop, 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 boop. We're going to add a big chunk of ice to that. Doink. And then we're going to add another scoop of ice, like such. Fill that all the way up. Ditch that in here, just like such. And shaky, shaky. There you go. This would be the Dr. Funk. We'll see if the wife has found our soda water. How you doing there, hun?
Soda water.
Soda water. And this is 1 ounce of soda water.
Not before you shake.
Oh, yeah, we've already shook it. We already shaken it.
We already shook it.
We shook it all night long. All right, so there is 1 ounce fresh soda water. Just pour that in there. And give that a quick stir. And then we're going to strain this. We're not going to worry about double straining it. No point. Here is our Dr. Funk. And we would like that to have a little more ice in it, so we are going to reach for the pebble ice to fill up this glass. Pebble ice. Like such. A little more pebble ice. Just like that. There we go. We should stick a straw in this. What kind of straw do you want, hun? Do you want a bamboo straw? Do you want a bone straw?
Bone straw.
Bone straw. Here we go. We got a little white bone straw. This is brought to us by, who else? Surfside Sips. So that's going to go in there. We're going to try and pull some of this nasty looking mint out of this jar here. And I'm going to grab a knife. You don't want to see this. Murdering the mint. There we go. We'll smack the mint. Mint has been smacked. Stick that in here, like such. This mint has seen better days, much better days. There we go. This would be your Dr. Funk. So not quite a Ward 8, like in any way, shape, or form, but has some reminiscence of it. Hey, it's almost the same color, in fact.
We have a song posting from Bruce.
As
George Clinton would say, we want the funk.
So, here's the thing. The Dr. Funk is supposed to be made with a light rum. I really think that the Dr. Funk ought to be made with a heavy, funky Jamaican rum.
Okay, Matt says if you're going to drink from skulls, you need to assign an enemy it is representative of. Otherwise, it's a wasted symbol.
Who says we haven't, Matt? We just didn't say out loud because maybe work depends on it.
Oh, I thought we were going to say Happy Father's Day.
I like my dad.
I was talking about mine.
Yes.
That's yummy.
That is yummy. It's a little forward on the absinthe.
A little forward on the absinthe.
But that's Mount
There
Defiance
is a
for you.
little bit of orange juice there. So
Is
it
there?
didn't completely wipe the orange juice out.
Okay. Tasty. Mm-hmm. So that's one of our new mugs. We also got another new mug. We got
Here,
this.
I'll hold this one up here.
See that? Yep. But we also got this guy. Yeah, look at the fishy. Look at the fishy. Isn't this awesome? Isn't he just the coolest? My mom and her husband got us this guy for the anniversary, right? So we're going to be using, I'm not sure whether we should use him or because Mom loves us here at Lovecraft Cocktails, this is, in fact, a Lovecraftian tiki mug. Yes, it is. There's, you got the wings on the back, right? There isn't a signature on there. Nice, big, deep mug. Deep mug. Deep mug. Right? I don't know. I think we should use the fish. What do you think? You want to use the fish?
Fish.
You want to use the fish? The fishy fish. I have to have some more of this Ward 8. It's really growing on me, especially with the little fee foam in it. I picked up a small cut on my finger, my pinky finger, and I have wrapped it in one of the sushi Band-Aids that we have, which is about to fall off because those Band-Aids are terrible. But if you're wondering why my pinky finger is sticking out all the time, it's because I can't really, I've tied this Band-Aid so tight that I can't really bend it more than that. And yes, it's really aggravating, but the thing I didn't want to do is pour lime juice on it because I thought that would be, well, bad.
Painful.
Painful. What's life without a little pain? Happier. That's what it is. So, all right. So there's the Ward 8, and there is a distant cousin made with rum that is the Dr. Funk, with a little bit of grenadine, a little bit of soda added to it. I mean, we could have done the Shrunken Skull as well in a similar vein. We could have just added some orange juice to those cocktails and made them more similar to the Ward 8. But come on, it's Lovecraft Cocktails. We got to tiki this thing up. We have a brand new tiki mug. And oh my gosh, this came. So they're never going to sponsor me, but man, would it be cool if they sponsored me. So this is one of the statues from one of the Mysterious Package Company boxes. Now this set has been out of print, and so I have not been able to get it. But there is a secondhand market for these statues, and if you ever come to the Lovecraft Bar over here, as you come down the stairs, there is essentially a shrine of these various ephemera related to Cthulhu and Hastur and the Elder Gods. And so the whole point is you come down this darkened stairwell and there is the shrine before you enter the bar, which is, about as cool as I can do. So here's the newest addition to the mix. Yeah.
Okay, we have comments on the tiki mugs.
Of course we have comments on the tiki
Cool
mugs.
fish.
Cool fish. Cool
The
beans.
Cthulhu mug makes me lose sand. Great workmanship.
Yep.
Dangerous Cthulhu mug. Is there a fish named tiki drink for the fish mug?
We could just call it Wanda.
My Matt asked, do we like the funk? Did we love that funk? Yes, we like the funk. And Colleen says life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
Because we have friends that love us, they in fact do bring the funk. We like the funk. This is actually, it's a heavy pot still rum, like it says. It's got some serious funk to it. I'm not one to want to sit around and drink the funks just straight up. I mean, it's 50% alcohol. It's not even cast strength. 100 proof though. I like the funk for adding just a little bit of funk to things, but it wouldn't be my first choice in most often reaching for a white Jamaican. For that, I'm usually doing not Smith and Cross, Ray and Nephew, Rum Fire, Rum Bar. Those are produced by Hamden and Worthy Park. Worthy Park, and are amazing. But what this means is that we've got to do a tiki cocktail, and we should make a play off of the Ward 8 for this particular tiki cocktail. I have, sadly, I think we're going to have a problem with using the fish mug. I think I might actually have to use the Cthulhu mug to do this. Okay. The reason is that I'm going to add a smoke component to this.
Oh yeah, you can't smoke the fish. And the way our
smoker works, you can smoke fish. It's actually quite tasty, but this smoker is supposed to sit on top of the glass, and there's just no way I'm going to get that to work. I could do it over the shaker and then pour it from the shaker into the fish mug, but I think it's just going to be easier to do that this way and do that. I think that's going to be the better way to go. Okay, so sorry folks that we're hoping for the fish, but we are going to go ahead and do this with our dear departed? No, dear still here Cthulhu mug. I think that's the best way to go about this. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try this. Please forgive me for all of the sins I'm about to commit. All right, so first of all, we're going to go 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. We're going to go another 1/4 ounce of lime juice. So we are going to go 1/2 ounce. Right there. That's probably a fat 1/2 ounce. We're going to go a full 1/2 ounce of orange juice. Again, a little fat on the orange juice, that'll be fine. 1/4 ounce grenadine. 1/4 ounce hibiscus syrup, 1/4 ounce grenadine. There's that. Man, I keep doing that. I keep pouring my grenadine over the 1/2 ounce mark, which makes it really easy to, or really hard to see, because the grenadine effectively just covers it. It's so dark, you can't see it. All right. What else are we going to do? I'm going to actually do a couple of spritzes of absinthe in there. Not a full, like, teaspoon or anything, but like 4 spritzes. I think that'll be good.
So we need music to drink the funk.
We do need music to drink the funk.
Cthulhu mug, Ward 666.
I have a name. I do.
Great Old One Beverage Company.
I have a name for this already. Okay, so we are going to do 1 ounce of Bacardi, but we are going to go with 1 ounce of the Bacardi Ocho rye cask finish. See, that's where we're going to get our rye here, is from the cask finish on this. So we're going to go 1 ounce of that. And that will go right in there. Yum, yum, yum. We need another ounce. And for that other ounce, I am going to split that, not with the Old Overholt, but we're going to go in a slightly different direction. We're going to use rye, but we are going to use the Redemption rye. And this Redemption rye is finished in a rum cask. So we have a rum that's finished in a rye cask and a rye that's finished in a rum cask. And we're going to go with just 3/4 of an ounce of that. 3/4 of an ounce right there. There we go. And that leaves us with needing just about 1/4 ounce more of something. And I want something to sort of smooth this all out. So we're going to go with the Eldorado 8-year. We're just going to go 1/4 ounce of this. That'll give us our 2 ounces. of our alcohol, which is a pretty standard cocktail pour. Which is why when you get to 3 and 4 ounce cocktails like the Zombie, you're really talking some serious stuff here. We're going to add some bitters to this. We're going to go with the Bennett bitters, the Exorcism bitters. 1 dash and 2 dashes. Seems like a plan. Not really a plan, but just kind of like a plan. I keep staring over at my bitters going, is there anything else I want to put in there? Oh, I could put that in there, or I could put that. No, just stop. Be good. Oh, no. What am I thinking? Oh, yeah, that's got to go in there, right? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, Marie, where are you? There we go.
Oh, yeah.
The Marie Laveau bitters, tobacco bitters from Bitter Queens. Yeah, we're going to go 2 dashes of that. So Exorcism, Marie Laveau tobacco bitters. Yeah, there we go. Stick our nose in there. Oh, there's a lovely little absinthe smell to that, but I think I want to just do 1 more dash absinthe, right? There we go. All right. We are going to take this, put some ice in there. Yeah, that's the right thing. That's the right thing to do. Are we getting comments again? Mm-hmm. Lots of comments, huh?
So Matt says, but in Lovecraft there is no redemption. Bruce never had a rye finished rum or a rum finished rye.
Goals! Goal!
We also have Scotch finished rum and rum finished Scotch.
Yes, we do. We got all of the things.
Yeah.
We got all of the
and
things.
Bruce got a bottle of the Hamilton Zombie after watching the last show. Very tasty.
Very, very tasty stuff. Okay, we're going to lid this up. We're going to shake this. We're going to have some fun here. Nice. All right, we're going to just dab a little of this on the back of the hand. Well, the bitters definitely comes through on that. Woof. All right. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to take this, strain it out. Where is my hawthorn? There's my hawthorn. I'm going to take this. I'm going to strain it into here. And the reason for that is I'm going to take this off the ice. Because I don't want it diluting anymore. Because if it sits here and does its dilution thing while I am doing other things, it will become less interesting. So we're going to reach in here. We're going to grab some pebble ice. We're going to sneak the pebble ice into our Cthulhu mug. I know what you're saying. But what about the smoke, man? There's got to be smoke. Yeah, there does. Yeah, baby. So what have we got in this? We have our little smoker. It just sits right on top here, and it will diffuse smoke into the glass. And what's in there are pecan wood chips. So Star was picking the wood without knowing exactly what she was picking it for. And so we are going to turn this on, and we're going to apply some flame to this. There we go. And turn that off. Close that up. There we are. So we're going to let that infuse for a moment or two. We're going to get some smoke coming through the ice. Hopefully infuse that ice a little bit. A couple little wisps of smoke coming out of there. The Ward 8 seemed to evolve a little bit over time. As it warmed up, it actually got a little better. Now we ready? I think we're ready. This has been smoking a little bit. Oh, there's still some smoke coming out. How we do here? Yep. Little wisp of smoke. Did you see the wisp of smoke coming out? Here, let me torch that again real quick for you. Come on. All right, come on. Come on, torch. There we go. A little more smoke. A little more smoke. Oh yeah, look at the smoke coming off of that. Woohoo! Go there. Yum, yum, yum. There's the eldritch smoke coming off of our tiki cocktail. You see the smoke coming off? Yeah, maybe. It's a little hard to see, but there you go. Poof, poof, poof.
I saw a wisp.
Saw a wisp. All right, let's give this a shot. I think we need a tentacle cocktail straw for this. So here is a glass straw from Surfside Sips, and this is done like a tentacle. You can see the little suckers on it. There's a sucker at the end. That's going to go right here in the cocktail. Swirl it around just a tad. I gotta say, that's pretty tasty. Star, do you want to try this?
Yep.
And the smoke hits sort of mid-palate, but on the back end. It's really interesting. It's a big mug, though, unfortunately. It's maybe a little too much ice in there, a little too little drink, but...
Oh, the smoke.
Oh, the smoke. The smoky. What? What does that look? Oh my gosh. I can't believe she doesn't like this drink.
The smell and the taste
Are very different.
are very different, and it's confusing me.
Uh-huh. Like having a bad effect on your sanity? Huh? Uh-huh. This drink messes... Yeah, the drink messes with my sanity, because, yeah, the smell is just like, what? What is this? I mean, if you wanted to better incorporate that, we could, at this point, toast this one more time. Where's my burner? Here's my burner. Let's do this. Move some of these ashes around.
It's just weird.
It's weird. So this should incorporate the smoke a little bit more with the flavor itself of the cocktail.
Oh, that looks cool.
It does look cool. So all that smoke coming out of there, we'll just seal that up. It's all right. Mm-hmm. I'll try that. Try that now.
I'll try it. It's just really confusing.
Yes. Me likey the confusion. I mean, I suppose you could go entirely off book, and instead of using the rye, you could go with a smoky Islay Scotch,
Yeah.
which would be even more confusing and weird. But anyway, that's what we got. So we did a Ward 8. We did a Ward 8 earlier today that you didn't see, and we got a little better coloration out of this one, I think, by mixing the hibiscus and the grenadine, and that's why I went with that going forward. We did a Dr. Funk. So the Dr. Funk is essentially a kind of related cousin, maybe, to the Ward 8, except made with rum and with a little devilish addition of the absinthe. Did you pick up the absinthe, by the way, in the glass? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And then we did this cocktail, which, so Ward could mean, you know, a distinct, like, political boundary, like the 8th Ward. Or you can ward something, right? You can put up a barrier of protection against something. So if you just flip the name around and you call this the 8th warding, there you go, right? Confusing, the 8th warding as opposed to the Ward 8. So there you go. There we have the 8th warding, which apparently you should not be using because Star says it's very confusing and maybe needs a little more work. And if you're warding off something, you really don't want it to need just a little more work. You want it to work out just fine the first time you do it. So there you go. We got 3 cocktails. We're going to head off to Boston. We will report back, especially on the...
Elizabeth says you still haven't told her the name.
Yes, I did. The 8th warding. The 8th ward. As opposed to the Ward 8. Right? Ward, to change of the name, right? Change of the use of the definition of ward, right? So this is the 8th warding as opposed to the Ward 8. There you go. That's all I got for you. I admit it's confusing, but it's lovely confusing. Like, it doesn't quite match.
Oh,
and that's
he
good.
did immediately after I typed that.
Yeah, that's and doing the smoke the second time around does incorporate the smoke flavor a little better with the cocktail. So I think the double smoke is probably the way to go on this one. So there you have it. There is the 8th ward, or the 8th warding, the Ward 8, and the Dr. Funk. And I threw in a recipe for the Shrunken Skull as well. 1 ounce lime, 1 ounce grenadine, 1 ounce Puerto Rican rum, and 1 ounce Demerara rum. So there you go. There's 3, potentially 4 cocktails for you. And we will get right on writing this up and saying goodbye for another week. We will see you on the road in Boston, and we will report back to you on Woosong Road, which is one of, if not the best known tiki bar in Boston. So we're going to give that a shot soon after we get to Boston, because, yeah, we need to do that. And wish us luck that we will survive the snowy weather, which apparently they're thinking they're going to have snow while we're there, which will be a lovely change of pace from the Washington, D.C. area. So to all my friends, thank you very much for tuning in to Lovecraft Cocktails on our 149th episode of Quarantiki. I'm Pooch, that's Star over there. We are Lovecraft Cocktails, and just remember, the end is nigh. We're going to hit the end here, and I'm going to be drinking while that happens. So here we go, the end is nigh.